Welcome to another video from Jules. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and then you'll see future video uploads. This channel is all about providing information to help others in terms of this evolutionary cycle we're in right now, in this expansion of human consciousness. So today, this one is entitled, You Are Not Your Mind. And you are not. So let me just show you a little drawing that I did. You can see that. This is you. You have a brain. You have a body. But you are not that brain, that mind. This is who you are. You are consciousness. You are energy, frequency and vibration. Or you could say a soul. You are a soul. You are consciousness, and you have a brain, and you have a body. So not only do we believe we are our mind, it's who we are, but that is also the root cause of the human condition that we have all been suffering from or have suffered from at some point. We build a persona, a false personality and identity based on what we have housed in the mind. The brain is just a computer. It is a processor. It is very good at translating data, information. It's very good at processing. Just like the body we have is, an amazing piece of intelligent technology. These things enable us to express and experience ourselves in this reality. But you are not your mind. Your mind is a computer. It is a processor. What we have done, we have cluttered it up. It is cluttered and overflowing. And we do one or two things. We are always trying to avoid or control something based on what we have filled in these filing cabinets, if you like, in the brain. So not only do we enter life with empty filing cabinets, but then we start filling them up with what's passed down from parents, from school, from society, from our experiences, from our environment. And to add insult to injury, once we start piling these filing cabinets up, we don't know how to process anything in there. We don't know how the computer works or the function of the computer. And the function of the computer is to translate data and to process. So because we have brains which are completely full to the brim, cluttered, we cannot use this brain at its full capacity. Because we never processed or were ever taught how to process this data. It would be like putting a wash in the washing machine and never taking it out. And then you put another wash in the washing machine and not taking it out. And then you put another wash in the washing machine and you don't take it out. Soon you're not going to be able to get much in that washing machine because you still haven't taken the first load out, and very quickly the washing machine is going to be broken. It's not going to be very effective at washing your clothes because it is rammed full to the brim and it's not working. It's now breaking down. We are doing this constantly. because we were never taught that we are not the mind. We were never taught that it is a computer, it is a processor. It enables us as consciousness to express ourselves within this reality alongside the body, which is our house, our vessel from which we can operate from. And we were never taught how to process. This is what has kept us within an energetic quarantine, if you like, within an energetic frequency which is of an inverted and back to front nature. What we are doing collectively right now is making that shift from this inverted, limited, contracted frequency state. We are making the shift into a higher octave, a higher density of frequency into our soul consciousness. Where we operate from now is non-intelligent. Where we are moving to is intelligent. Soul consciousness is who you are. You are consciousness. Is infinite intelligence. It is the quantum field. It is the mind. It operates in vibrational states of love, of joy, happiness, peace. It feels like home. It has a personality. Consciousness, you as consciousness, as a soul, have a unique signature, tone, sound, personality. This is not some spiritual idea about transcending the mind and the body. That's not what we're doing. If we wanted to transcend the mind and the body, then what are we doing here? Why would we be in physical form in this reality? We didn't come in here in this physical form into this reality to then think the answer to all of life is to transcend this mind and this body. We came to have an experience, but right now we are in the process of transforming that. We are doing a collective shift, expansion in human consciousness so that we return to our soul consciousness, to our innate intelligence, natural operating system, which is the opposite of where we've been. Because everything we have filled the filing cabinets up with is of an inverted and back to front nature. The energy it takes to constantly keep avoiding or controlling, because we've got so much clutter in here, is actually robbing us of our life force, which is why we devolve, we degrade, and we burn out. All our energy is taken to try and maintain this synthetic, artificial, static, which we've built up, and then we've then, not only do we believe we are that, but then we fail to recognise that what we believe we are is actually broken. And the only time we actually recognise that is when it becomes really severe. So when we get into mental health issues and we get into severe depression or psychosis or schizophrenia or bipolar or things like PTSD, then we go, oh, the mind's broken, we need to fix it. We are all running around with broken minds, with filing cabinets that are cluttered and overflowing, with everything that we've still not processed since the day we were born. Because we were never taught what the brain is, that it's a computer, it is a processor. And we were never taught how to process every event, situation and circumstance. So we filled it up. Not only do we fill the mind up, but that is also filling the body up, because the thought has a emotional part to it. Everything is energy, frequency and vibration. So not only do we use our energy constantly, all our energy is going to maintain this avoidance or control in the mind, but we have got these blockages in the body, energetic blockages, where it's also housed at a cellular level in the body, which is also the root cause of disease, which is a dis-ease in our harmony, balance. We suffer from cognitive dissonance, emotional dissonance, physical dissonance. If you believe your mind is perfectly healthy and isn't broken, have you ever tried switching it off? Stilling your mind? A lot of people will try and meditate and they say, I can't meditate because these thoughts just keep going. This is all this unresolved, which is just energy, but it is unresolved. It is always naturally trying to clear itself out. It's the innate intelligence of the mind and the body. The actual intelligence of the mind and the body is far more intelligent than we think we are. So it's always naturally trying to clear it out. But we are either avoiding it by massively distracting ourselves, and we do that at all different levels, whether we distract ourselves with work, with relationships, with drink, with drugs, with activities. We're always trying to distract ourselves. We're also then trying to control everything, everyone and everything. We want to manipulate and control because we want to make sure X, Y and Z lines up so that I don't have to interface with anything that I dislike. It is a constant battle. Have you ever heard people say, oh, I had 2 weeks off work and I couldn't wait to get back. I wouldn't know what to do with myself if I wasn't at work. I even know people that have been on holiday and they go on holiday and then they go, oh, can't wait to get back. I've had enough now. Or I've had enough, a week, any longer than that. Because we are not comfortable with ourselves. We are not comfortable when we haven't got that distraction, because we feel so much inner dissonance, turbulence. We are not comfortable in our own skin. That's because we are housing clutter, back to front clutter, that we don't know how to process and we don't know how to move through. When we are not actively or consciously using our brain, and our brain is a very, very efficient tool. We can use it for logic, we can analyse, we can learn, we can get creative with it. It is a brilliant tool. I really like the mind. It is a great tool. So, but when we are not actively or consciously using that brain to be focused on a certain task, when we are just going about, we are walking down the street, we're driving the car, we're going around the supermarket, the thoughts, which are usually berating yourself, you're berating others, they're not very pleasant, but they continue. There's always this dialogue going, burning up our resources and our energy. So most people are really not comfortable in their own skin. Everybody who has been born on this planet has been suffering from the human condition, and that is the human condition. First, the belief that we are our mind, and secondly, we don't recognise there is a problem with the mind, and thirdly, we were never taught what the brain, the mind, what its function is, what it does, and how to process. So we have filled it up. And what we have filled it up with is back to front inverted. It's the complete opposite of what is soul consciousness and intelligence. What we have filled it up with is non-intelligence, and we are moving to intelligence, infinite intelligence. When you start to make that energetic shift into soul consciousness, it feels like home. You will feel more like you than you've ever felt. Because you will have inner peace, inner stillness. You will have this unlimited amount of energy which vibrates much faster in those states of love, peace, joy, happiness. By having some distance as the consciousness and just observing what is going on in the mind and the body, this infinite intelligence, which is the soul consciousness, will very quickly rewrite and resolve what it is that is appearing. It just takes first to recognise that you are not the mind, then to recognise it is not functioning very well, and then having the will and the discipline and the courage to then take a look at what is unresolved and clearing it out. And you will, slowly but surely, you will move into your soul consciousness. You are not broken. You are already consciousness. Agreeing to come here to have an experience of the inverted so that you could understand it in order to reverse it and put it back in its natural order. You are not broken on any level. You are already your consciousness. That's who you are. And when you leave this body, like any of us, the minute we die, we will wake up from the dream and go, holy shit, I'm still here. You are consciousness. You are not your mind. You are not your body. But it is much more fun to be in this physical reality as your soul consciousness than it is as running on this artificial, synthetic, back to front, false persona, personality and identity that has been built on that inverted and back to front. It is much more fun to be alive in this reality as your soul consciousness. Way, way more fun. Life becomes easy. Life becomes a dream. Bliss. Magical. You are not your mind. You are consciousness. So I'll leave that there. And I will catch you next time. Take care. Bye now.